Okay, so I have not done an update in a while, for several months, like 6 months. It's been a busy 6 months. For those of you who don't see me, you have no idea that this is the voice I've had since August. Actually, this is good compared to the voice I have had most of the time since August. So basically, it was a year ago. So it was February 13th, 14th, 15th of 2024 that I was in the hospital in ICU the second time with DKA. Thanks, Jardiance. Anyway, so after I came out of the hospital, through lifestyle, just my body healing and me making all the right decisions, we had lowered my insulin dose from 25 units in the morning to 11. And the hope was to get me down to maybe 1 to 2 units, and that was it. But the first week in August, I got strep and a double ear infection. Took 3 rounds of antibiotics to get rid of that ear infection. But the inside of my ears, the cartilage, was so red and so inflamed. And my voice was very hoarse. And randomly, this finger, I could not bend past here. Now, I went to urgent care 4 or 5 times. I went to the emergency room a couple of times. I ended up at the orthopedic doctor. He x-rayed it. There was nothing wrong with my finger, but they could see the swelling. I'd gone to my primary care. She was like, we can get rid of this inflammation, that's making your voice be like this or whatever. Then the orthopedic doctor, the orthopedist, he referred me to rheumatology. So the rheumatologist said, you have a very rare autoimmune disease called relapsing polychondritis. Basically, 3 in a million people get this. Your girl's tired of being like that 3 in a million. But, okay, long story short, in addition to having the nephrologist, my kidney doctor, and my kidneys are fine, but I still will have to go back in about 1.5 years for another checkup and make sure they're okay. In addition to that, and my primary care, I now have an endocrinologist, of course, for the diabetes. I have a rheumatologist for this autoimmune thing. I have a vocal cord specialist now. The first time I went to see the vocal cord specialist, he did the camera down the nose. That's got its own set of issues for me. There are a lot of things that go into that for me. It is hard for me to do that, emotionally hard. My body, anyway. So he actually wrote in his notes that he doesn't understand because the tissue is beautiful and the movement is beautiful, but I have edema or swelling like they see in smokers. And he said, if we can't get the swelling down, we're probably going to look at vocal cord surgery. That's not something I want. So today I went back to him, but let me backtrack. My rheumatologist was not taking it seriously. And so when I finally got back in to see him, he wanted to jump straight to a biologic. Now, I was already on methotrexate and prednisone. Prednisone for a diabetic is a nightmare because it just shoots your blood sugar so high. So I went from 1 daily insulin injection of 11 units to now 22 units in the morning, and I'm having to do corrective insulin all day long. He wanted to jump straight to a biologic infusion that I would have to do it for 8 hours and then 2 weeks later, another 8 hours. He didn't even look at anything else. And there's no protocol really because this relapsing polychondritis is so rare. There's no real protocol for it at all. So I changed to a new rheumatologist about 3 weeks ago. She said, we're not jumping straight to that. We're going to try this other medication first that it's one that they use for transplant patients and also one that they use with lupus. So I've been on that for about 3 weeks. I am already, like, I had costochondritis, which is inflammation in the cartilage in the ribs, that was so severe that when I would move or cough, it felt like my ribs were broken. It was horrible. This finger wouldn't bend past here. After 3 days, I could bend it completely. Like, I'm seeing results. It takes 6 to 12 weeks for it to really help, but I'm seeing results. And my voice is better. I know that seems weird to say because I still sound like this, but it was very deep. I'm using a microphone in the classroom because I just couldn't. I haven't used a microphone in a week. But I went to the vocal cord specialist today. He said, we're not going to run the camera today. We're going to do that in a couple of months when you've been on this other medication long enough for us to see how it's going to work. He could tell a difference in my voice. You know, he said the first time you were here, you were really struggling just to speak. So that's a plus. He could see a difference or could hear a difference. But because relapsing polychondritis can affect, basically it attacks the cartilage. So it can, the new rheumatologist had a CT scan done because it can attack the blood vessels leading to your heart and can cause aneurysms. So far, mine is all good. She had a chest x-ray done so she could check out my trachea and all of that. So far, all of that's fine. But like this disease, if you can't get it under control, is deadly. It's deadly. It'll collapse your airways and cause anger. Like it's deadly. But she was on top of it. She took pictures of the damage that's been done around my face so that she'll have comparisons. Like she's on top of it. But in addition to that, here's what I'm doing, okay? And this is not all of it, but I'm seeing Integrative Health. And they have done different blood work, and so I'm on some supplements for them for some of the issues they're seeing, like I'm high in copper, low in zinc, some other things. I cleared it all with rheumatology. I didn't just start taking pills. I cleared everything with rheumatology. Also, I have given up dairy and I've given up gluten because both of them are inflammatory. Dairy makes mucus and a lot of stuff worse. So I've given those up. Now, I was already limited in what I eat because I'm so careful with my diabetes, but I'm even more strict, which means that I'm using coconut milk or oat milk in my coffee because, I've given up the caffeine for the most part. Like I'm using decaf coffee, drinking a lot of water. I have switched to stainless steel for cooking, nothing Teflon coated. I'm using all natural soap instead of body wash. Half the time I'm using fluoride-free toothpaste because fluoride can actually mess with your thyroid. I'm at night, this is one of the biggest things. Well, I'm doing vagus nerve exercises for mental health. Dancing every day because that's good for your mental health. And anytime your stress level is down, it's better for autoimmune diseases especially. But at nighttime, I'm unplugging the Wi-Fi in my house. I was not sleeping through the night. Every night I would wake up at about 2 and I was awake until 4. I hadn't had a dream in months. And dreaming is when, you're in the REM sleep and that's when your body heals. I hadn't dreamed in months. I unplug the Wi-Fi at night and I move my phone as far away from my bed as I can get it. Still has to be in the room because I have a glucose monitor and I need it if the alarm goes off that that my blood sugar is low. But since night 1, I have slept through the night since I have unplugged my Wi-Fi. I'm dreaming again. I've dreamed like 6 nights in a row. These things were not happening. I'm waking up with energy. My whole frame of mind is better with the dancing, with unplugging the Wi-Fi, I don't know what all it is, but there is a very large list of things that I'm doing to try to heal naturally as well. There is no cure for relapsing polychondritis. My hope is to control it. Now, there is a cure, and that's God. So maybe he will miraculously cure me. But right now, he has enabled me to have a really strong group of medical professionals who are willing to work together. My endocrinologist said, you take care of the polychondritis. Let me know what medications you're on. We will work on the backside to control the diabetes. But that's your priority. I will take care of this side. The rheumatologist is willing to listen to me talk about the stuff from integrative health. And she even gave me a couple more things that I want to try, like turmeric. But the point is, my voice is better in the past week. My mindset is better. It's a whole list of things that I'm doing. But the point is that I'm trying. And it's been a struggle, but I have an amazing support system still, and I'm trying to get back to being able to, like, when this was, I didn't even want to leave my house. Didn't want to go anywhere, didn't want to be seen, didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm beginning to get my personality back just in the past week and a half. So, if you want the list of all the things I'm doing, because it's quite a list, let me know, and I'm more than happy to share that with you. But just know that there are ways that you can do things to try to heal from the inside, to make it easier to deal with, a devastating diagnosis like this. Anyway, thanks for listening. Maybe I'll update more frequently now that I kind of have a voice back. I see rheumatology again next week. We got to do labs to make sure that this new medicine isn't attacking my liver or my kidneys, but I'm hopeful. Have a good day.